Due to the programming and our upbringing, right, which we are all programmed with our upbringing. And so it's not for us to judge because the people who came before us, they were programmed themselves, right? You guys are going to have to just forgive my hair. Um, I just came out of the pool. Like, well, not just now, a while back, but it's just forgive my hair. We are programmed, right? And because we're programmed, a version of ourselves is handed to us to follow, right? And for those of us who have been affected by communities who practice dark arts, right? Who manipulate energy, right? And so, although we're here to manipulate energy, we are to manipulate energy for our highest good and harm to none, because the purpose of the energy manipulation is for us to be able to manifest our dreams and desires, right? For our highest good and harm to none. But with it, because there's polar opposites of everything, these people have gone and just went into pure darkness with it. Like they took it to hell with it. They're like, I'm just gonna be diabolical. You know what I'm saying? And that's all cool and that's all great. If that's what you chose this lifetime around, good for you. Good grins to you. I just won't fraternize with the diabolical, right? But the point being is that as we are raised, as we go through different things in life, through different experiences in life, based on what we have been conditioned to see and believe and what we've been taught, we are programmed to behave and be in a certain way, right? So a reality has been handed to us, right? That's why it's important that we go within and we heal. And by going within, I don't mean like, just sit in a state and just meditate and go within. No, that takes a while. What I mean by that is like literally mind your business and just deal with your stuff. So, like any traumas you have, any bad experiences that you went through, any resentments that you hold, any hatred, that envious jealousy that you may hold within, maybe deal with that before you go ahead and, you know how in the Bible it says, like, you hypocrite, how you going to talk about somebody else's eye when you have something in your eye? Like that, right? Like, just clear up your side of the street before you go ahead and start talking about other people, right? And so that's what I mean. Like, we go ahead and we heal our wounds and what we need to work on, and work on what we need to do, and mind our business and not judge anybody. That's also why I don't pass judgment, because, well, I understand that if I pass judgment on anything, I'm going to repeat it again. So I tend not to pass judgment. And also, like, nobody's perfect here. So the point being is that we go ahead and we heal, because truly the reality that we're in has been handed to us, right? And so if we have experienced, abused, rejection, betrayals, and all of those things fragment our psyche, right? And so based on the severity of the abuse depends the severity of the fragmentation of our psyche, right? And so with our psyche, that's where our connection with the Most High God is able to come into play, right? We have to have that in order. We have to have that cleared. And in order to have that cleared, we need to go and heal. And when we heal, we begin to go within, right? So meditation is part of it, but it's not like I'm requesting that, we just, although I practice that, right? I do practice that. I meditate a lot and I meditate often, but it takes a while to get there. It doesn't happen overnight, right? And the beginning of that is facing our shadow. Because with our shadows, what we're supposed to be doing with our shadows is looking at it and integrating it into the light, not being ashamed of it, and also keeping it there for when we need it, right? And so, in order to do this, we have to come face to face and come to terms with the idea that a lot of what we think we know, we truly, it was fed to us to be in a certain way, right? And some of us had our psyche shatter like honeycombs from an early age, because it was a way of fragmenting it, and it was a way of keeping the connection from the Most High God as far away from ourselves from the beginning. It's like us striking the iron like when it's hot. That's why a lot of us have endured a lot of things that are not, let's just say they're just not nice, right? Things that would destroy a human being, right? And so they do that at an early age so that the psyche can get fragmented, and then there are different possibilities of what type of personality you would have, and then they go ahead and suppress you more and more as you get older so that they can keep control of the narrative, and they keep you away from connecting with the God within you, therefore not remembering your purpose and your mission, right? And usually your purpose and your mission, one, your purpose is always to love yourself, and then the other one is that your purpose most of the time, if not all of the time, has to do with the trials and tribulations that you've gone through, the suffering that you've endured, and rising above that and healing. Because once you've come out of it, right, and you've healed and you've forgiving it, now you're able to lead others and teach others how to come out of it yourself, right? So that's why some of us have gone through things that we were not supposed to survive, and now that we've survived it, people are like, how, what's gonna happen next? Because you survived it, now you can lead others and teach others on how to come up out of it as well.